Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm James, and this is Gone with Grassy. Welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Today I'm going to be running through with you every single thing that I've packed for the next journey of my life. I'm not sure where I'm going to go or how I'm going to get there, but one thing I do know is that I'm ready for a new adventure. Starting off, I'm going to show you my daytime outfit. This outfit is going to be travelling once I've got all my get up on. I've chosen this outfit because it's my sort of heavier clothes, and that way I'm going to save myself some space in my bag. So starting from the top, I've gone for this Bulls cap. I quite like my caps. I'm only going to be able to take one with me on my journeys. It goes with all my outfits. It being black as well, when you're traveling, you're probably going to get a little bit dusty, a little bit dirty, and black's just going to blend that in a little bit. Next, we've got the shades, Lidl's finest shades. These are cycling shades. I picked these up for about £4, but I quite like the shape. It's going to keep anything out of my eyes that needs to, and yeah, it's got this nice little red tint, so even if it's a little bit cloudy, everything's going to look nice and bright. So on my body, I've got this fleece, this nice little zip up fleece. It's quite lightweight and it keeps me nice and toasty, especially on like chiller evenings. The good thing about a long sleeve fleece is I can go Italian style. If it's getting a little bit toasty on my walks and my hikes, just wrap it around the waist and I'm good to go. Next up, I've got this Under Armour t-shirt, nice and lightweight. The material's nice and stretchy and comfortable. It's also quick drying as well, which is going to be handy for me on my travels. And I've gone for the orange colour on this one just because of that black and orange combo I was telling you about. In terms of jewellery, I quite like my bling, but I'm going to be limiting that on my travels just to stop any unwanted attention. I've never been robbed. I don't plan to get robbed, and we've got to keep it moving. So I've got this rotary waterproof watch up to 50 metres and a little pinky ring, and that's all I'll be taking with me on my travels. On the bottom, I've chosen this nice light material Trespass trousers. It's got a nice selection of pockets for me to put all my bits and pieces in nice and securely, and it's got a nice little feature on the knee which I can unzip, and these also turn into shorts. What I liked about these trousers is it's got a nice lightweight belt on the bottom. This is unclippable, just a strap really, nothing too special about that, but it's lightweight and I can transfer it onto my other shorts and trousers. For my trainer of choice, I've gone for the New Balance 1906U. Don't know what these are, but I quite liked them. Again, it's got that nice colour combination on there, and these are going to be my everyday shoes. And the second item of choice, I've gone for these Croc-like shoes. I don't like Crocs, they've got too many holes in, but these have just got enough to be able to breathe in, and if I need to walk in them, you haven't got the holes at the front like the Crocs do. They're actually Skechers. I thought these were sick, so I purchased them. You've got a nice adjustable strap at the back to make it looser or tighter. I really like the colour combination on these. It goes with all my outfits because I'm trying to create a captured wardrobe. Now, when I bought these, I tested them out for a couple of days and they were rubbing a little bit on the sole. I got creative with it, cut out a little slice there, and it stops it rubbing on my foot, and now these are comfortable and good to go. Lastly, I've got my fanny pack, my bum bag, whatever you want to call it. I've gone for this Osprey nice grey coloured tone bag. It's got a nice adjustable clip on the sides, which also is sort of steel proof in a way, just for where the clip is located. I like the bum bag option just because it's really accessible for me. It's not going to get in the way when I've got my rucksack, and again, I think this is going to be a nice practical piece of item. What I'm going to have in here is going to be my phone, my wallet, my cigarettes, and my knife. The French open now, nice little blade which I'm going to need for a few different things. We shall find out what. Hopefully nothing too drastic, but it's always good to have a little bit of safety. Yeah, I was gifted this by one of my really good friends, so thank you, Kai. I really appreciate this. Hopefully I don't have to use it on any people. You never know when you're traveling. I hear there's some wild bears and boars and wolves in Europe, so I've got myself prepared. So everything you can see on this table is what I'm going to be taking with me on the next journey of my life. It all fits into my 42 litre Nomad bag. I've separated it into electronics, shoes, outdoor equipment, clothing, which is crazy to think because within 3 boxes I've got my clothing for the next few months, toiletries, and my barbering kit. I am a barber, once a barber, always a barber, so I am going to be taking this kit with me. But before we get into all that, let me show you what I've chosen to be my home for the next few months. I've got the Three Peaks 42 litre Nomad bag. I really needed this bag to deliver on comfort, practicality and convenience. Starting off with the exterior of the bag, we've got these two straps at the top of the bag which are adjustable, which I can put something in there. I'm probably going to be putting like a sleeping bag on the top. So on the front we've got these loopholes. I've applied these carabiners on there because I'm going to be attaching stuff on the exterior. On either side we've got a hand luggage handle, and again you've got on both sides this compartment here which is going to be for like water bottles. I'm going to put my tripod in there and my hiking pole. If I turn the bag around, on the back we've got the shoulder straps and the waist straps for comfort, and we've also got a small pocket at the back here which has got this lining in there to keep things cool. Now let's get into the top compartment of the bag. I really like this because it's got a quick, easy access compartment which is perfect for items that you need to grab quickly on the go. I'm probably going to be putting my GoPro in here for when I'm filming. It also comes with this waterproof cover which you can just strap around the bag if it starts raining. Now getting into the main compartment, one thing I really liked is it's got this big front pocket which opens up like a suitcase, so when you're traveling it's going to be really easy for me to access different parts of the bag without having to go through and rummage right down and try to figure out what I'm getting for my journey. We've got this nice black and orange interior, something that I was looking for because I'm going for a black and orange kind of vibe. We've got these water bottle holders and again another zip compartment in the middle there. We've also got this lining which separates the back and the front of the bag. This is really good for me because I'm going to be separating my clothing and my electronics into two different compartments of the bag, just so that when I need to access something I don't have to worry too much about figuring out where it is in my bag. So again, another feature which really adds for the comfort and practicality side. And then on the front of this lip, we have also got a compartment here. It can be used for magazines. We've also got this lining which separates the back and the front. This is really good for me because I'm going to be separating my clothing and my electronics into two different compartments. And then on the front of this lip, we have also got a compartment here. One thing I love about this bag is it's got two main entrance compartments, one from the front and then one from the back, which I'm going to show you here. You can open this back compartment up fully, just like you would do a normal suitcase. So again, it's going to make things really practical for me, really easy. Towards the front of this lip, you've also got a compartment in here which you can use to store your laptop, which has got really nice padding on the front and back, and some other compartments in the front of that also. Now let me show you what's going to be inside of the bag and how I've chosen to separate it into different compartments. Moving on to the items that I've got in my bag, I've packed these into packing cubes. Packing cubes are really helpful for reducing the space and also for me to know exactly where everything is. So starting off, I have got the snood. This is probably going to be on me at all times as well. This is for various reasons. Nice little merino wool snood. Next, I've got this foldable rain jacket. Now this is really cool. I've attached a carabiner on there, nice catch, and this can go on the outside of my bag or maybe in the top compartment that I was telling you about earlier. Next, in this larger cube, I've got my t-shirts and items I'm going to have on my body. So in this packing cube, I have packed my thermals. I've got the top and bottom in this one. Next, I've got one t-shirt, two t-shirts and one shirt. Lastly, I've got three vests, one white and two black. As you can tell, I've gone for a darker coloured wardrobe. That's going to mean that all my clothes are going to go with each other. We've got a few different textures and designs on there as well, just for a little bit of variety. In my second packing cube, I have got my shorts wear. I've got one pair of swim trunks, a pair of grey shorts, a black pair of shorts, and a tanned pair of shorts. So a nice little variety of shorts. These are all quick drying. These are quite handy as well. I can transfer that belt that I was telling you about earlier and apply these to any of my shorts that need a belt. In this packing cube, I've got my underwear and my socks. I've gone for 5 pieces of underwear plus the ones I'm going to be wearing, and 5 different socks, again, plus the other ones I'm going to be wearing. I've gone for a variety of socks. from 3 short and 2 long. And lastly, I'm not going to class this as clothing, but we're going to put it in this section because it's the same sort of materials. I've gone for a microfiber towel. Again, nice little orange colour. This can double up as a beach towel as well as a travelling towel, and I've gone for a nice large one, 180 centimetres. That way I can use it for a nice beach towel. Also, the good thing about these towels is they are space saving. This has got a nice little cover on there with some holes just in case it is a little bit damp. It's still going to be able to breathe and dry a little bit better. Now let me tell you about the packing cubes that I've chosen. I've gone for the space saving packing cubes. That way when you close this zip up here, it tightens the packing cube, which is inevitably going to save space for me on my trips, because space is so important, and anywhere I can save a little bit of space is going to be handy. Next, I've got my Toiletries bag. Now this is a really good Toiletries bag. I'd recommend to get one of these ones that flips up and opens like that, because then if you're at a hostel or something, you can easily just attach it to a mirror and you've got nice easy access to all your toiletries. They're all in the same place and it's easy to pack away and go. What I've got in here is, I'm asthmatic, so I've got my inhalers, toothpaste, roll-on, a foldable toothbrush, bug spray, and on this bottom compartment I've got 3 clear tubes. I've got aloe vera, sunscreen, and lastly, this is portable clothes wash. So this is for me to be able to wash my clothes on the go. A nice little tip is I'd recommend to wash your sort of socks and underwear when you're about to get in the shower. That way you can dry it overnight and then it's easy to go for the next day. Okay, so next up I've got all my electronical equipment which I'm going to be putting into my bag. This is going to go into a completely different compartment than my clothes. I've got that nice separation in my bag, so this allows me to do so really easily, also for when I'm accessing things. So let's just start off with the GoPro. This will end up being in the top pouch like I mentioned earlier, just for easy access. And in this bag we have also got the extra additional bits and clips and bits and bolts for the GoPro. In here I've got my microphones, one of which I'm wearing right now, and these are also going to come with me. On the exterior of the bag I've got my tripod. This is a nice lightweight tripod. It also acts as a selfie sort of stick, and it just opens up like so. It's new, so it's a little bit stiff, but you get the idea, and that extends up till about 150 centimeters. Next up I've got my computer. This will be going into an individual laptop sleeve just for that extra protection while I'm on my travels. This is going to help me edit videos while I'm away. I've also got my camera. This has got really good video quality and camera functions for photos. The audio isn't great on it, so I'll just be taking this predominantly for the photos. I was debating whether taking this or not, but I think I'd regret it if I didn't. Next up, I've got this power bank. It's brand new. I've not used it yet, but it's got a really, really good wattage. I think it's about 100 watts, and I'm really, really happy with this. It's got a nice little holder there, which also doubles up as a charger, which I thought was really cool. And then here I've also got a charging cable which is extendable and then goes back in like so. On the side as well I've also got some extra inputs because I've got quite a lot of equipment with me which I'm going to need to keep topped up. Next up, in my GoPro box I have got all the electronical bits and pieces in here so I can keep them all in one place and easy for me to find. I've gone for 2 universal worldwide adapters with a couple USB-C ports on either side. I've gone for 2 because I've got quite a lot of equipment and I needed to make sure that if I need to charge multiple things at once, then I can do so easily. In here I've got some spare GoPro batteries with a double charger, again if I need to charge things up quickly. And I've got an extra one in here and one in the GoPro. I've got some earphones for editing and music, podcasts, audiobooks, whatever it might be that I'll be listening to. 2 wall plugs. I've got another one of these rectangular ones which I'm going to be taking with me on my journey, but just to show you guys for the purpose of the video, I've got the 2 wall plugs. And then in here I've got a nice SD card adapter, micro SD, normal SD. On either side I've got a USB, and also, which is quite cool, if you pull that out, I've got another charging input. And then this end goes into my laptop with a USB-C port. In here I've got a slight selection of cables which are needed for all my devices. And then lastly, I have got my micro SD waterproof casing. He's got all my SD cards, micro SD card adapters, and it's got space for about 16 different cards in here, top and bottom, as you can see. Nice and easy. I thought this was a nice little bit of kit, again, to keep them all in one place and secure. Okay, so next up I've got a few random items. Starting off with this foldable backpack. This is good for me so that I don't have to take my large case. It folds up into this nice small compartment, and I can just attach that on the outside of my larger bag. Got a first aid kit. You never know when you might need one of these. These are pretty self-explanatory. I've got a few different items in here like wipes, gauzes, bandages, etc. Here I've got my sort of sleeping equipment. I've got the nice eye mask for when I'm in the tent or maybe traveling on a bus, and again some earplugs. This is going to be going into the top compartment of my bag. This is just a head torch, nice rechargeable with a USB-C cable, just so it's compatible with all my other devices. Saves me having to carry around loads of different cables, and this has got a really nice bright light on it and a few different features as well. I've got some hand sanitizer. Obviously we all know what this does. It's going to be going on the back of my bag just so it's nice and easy for me to access, and it also came with this little carabiner on there, which was quite handy. Well, next, wet wipes. These are pretty, again, self-explanatory. I've got a little lock for my luggage. I'll probably be getting a wired lock instead of this one. I was just showing you for the purpose of the video, but I'm going to be getting a lock that has a wire, because then that way it can be applied to a few various different locks when I'm on my travels. I've bought a notepad and pen with me just because I like to journal and get creative with ideas, and sometimes I just like to put pen to paper. I've also bought this permanent marker because I am going to be doing a little bit of hitchhiking, so this is going to be for me to be able to write my next stop on there rather than like a small little pen, which is hard for vehicles to see. Here I've got a little AirTag device. This is going to go in my suitcase just so I can locate it if it's been lost or stolen. Lastly, I've got this portable clothing wire. You can just wrap this around a couple of poles or 2 trees, and this acts as a clothing line. Really small, really handy. You can even apply it onto the belt, but I thought this was quite a good little product to have with me. These will be going into my toiletries bag. I just thought I'd show you them because not everyone might think of them, but these are some nail clips. Next up, I've got my Nightcat one-man lightweight tent. I'm going to be taking this out for a little run tonight, but the setup time should be only about 5 minutes. It weighs just under 2 kilos, maybe even just under 1.5 kilos, I can't remember, but it's super light, and look how small it is. It compacts really, really well, so looking forward to using that tonight. I'll be taking my hiking poles as well, because with the Nightcat you do need a hiking pole to put it up, so I'll be taking these hiking poles with me. I'm going to take both of them because they're going to come in handy when I go hiking or trekking. Next up, I've got a nice little lightweight sleeping bag. This goes down to about 0 degrees Celsius, and this is going to be handy for me. I'm only really going to be in Europe and slightly hotter countries for the summer, so I didn't need anything too big, too bulky, and too hot, but this should do me just fine for Europe for this time of the year. Next, I got my OEX inflatable camping mat. This rolls up really nicely, and you can also use the bag to inflate the mat itself, which is nice and handy via this little nozzle. Again, compacts really small, and yeah, I'm happy with this. And lastly, out of all my kit, I've got a nice little foldable travel pillow. Again, really small, really lightweight. I do like to have the right pillow just because it helps me sleep, and again, this is something I can attach to the outside if need be. And that is it, guys.
Is it going? Is it going? Is it going?
So this is me in my full get up. I've got my warmer clothes on the outside. My bag is fully packed, fully loaded and ready to unlock new areas of the map. I'm looking forward to meeting new people, gaining some new experiences, unlocking different cultures and making some unforgettable memories along the way. I think it's easy to get caught up in life sometimes and forget that we've only got one shot at this shit. So here I am trying to get it. Hopefully I can inspire you guys to do the same and take a little risk. We always regret the things that we didn't do rather than the things we did do. So here I am trying to get it. Lots of love. I'll see you soon. One life. Live it.